Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are watching from today. It is my prayer that our God is being faithful and true to you. Friends, let me take this opportunity to thank you, those that have followed this series as we were exploring the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, and we've learned quite a lot about it. And today we are looking at the ninth component, the ninth part of this fruit. We have learned that the fruit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and today we are learning that it is self-control. God's children are called to have an ability to control themselves or to have temperance in all things. Now you see, we are not talking about our passions and our desires. God has made provisions for us to be able to control all those passions and desires that we have. Now, you see, these passions, they vary from person to person. Some people, we are very much sensual, sexualized, and we struggle to control ourselves in that way. Now, God made provisions that, if it should be the case that you are struggling with that, do not allow yourself to burn. Get married. The Bible will tell you that. Marry so that you do not sin against God through fornication and adultery. Now, some people struggle with appetite. We just want to eat. We indulge a little too much. So God made those provisions, and He actually said, these things you should eat, these you shouldn't eat. But within that as well, the caveat is, even with the things that you can eat, God says you should have self-control. Because some of us, we do recognize the consequences of excessive eating. We talk about obesity and the other health issues that we have. And therefore, we are called to have self-control. Also, emotionally, some people struggle to regulate our emotions. It doesn't take much for us to be ticked off in the wrong way. It doesn't take a lot for us to lose the rag, as they say. God also wants us to be self-controlled. And so the Bible would say, hey, you know what? You can get angry, but don't be angry all day and all night. Don't allow the sun to set on your anger. And I simply want to remind us, friends, as God's children, let us submit ourselves to the working of the Holy Spirit. For when He comes upon us, this fruit indeed will grow in us. We will be different from the world because we aren't supposed to be like the world. And so Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and talks in verse 19 and 20, just paraphrasing it, don't you know that your bodies are the temple of a living God? Friends, let us recognize that we are carrying the temple of God wherever we are going. And because we have the temple of God, let us not abuse or misuse the temple of God. There are those that are making use of narcotics, alcohol. The Bible discourages us using this. Why? Because we know that it is not good for your health. Would you put that in your house? Would you sweep dirt in your own home? You wouldn't. So why would you put that in the temple of the living God? It reminds us that, friends, we are bought at a price. God dwells in us, and He wants to dwell in us. So, friends, everything that has been said, let us give glory and honor to God, and let us submit our will to God. He will give us the power of the Spirit that is able to grow in us this fruit. That will improve our relationships with ourselves first, our relationships with others, our relationships with the world altogether. May God bless you, even as we will continue to share together this word.